Osborne here with the FX Education Outlook for September 7th, 2017. Yesterday we talked about the Aussie Kiwi as moving higher through this line that we had here on our 240, and it pulled back earlier in the evening last night, but overnight in the morning hours it actually broke through, went through the previous pivot here and went up and actually broke through even the beginning pivot here. So we made some pretty good progress. Then it pulled back all the way to retest this trend line, and now it's kind of consolidating sideways along this pivot line here. So let's watch what happens. It's starting to look a little bit more bullish as the early evening hours begin, and we'll continue to watch this. We're looking bullish on our 240, also on our daily and in our weekly. Perhaps we're getting a little too extended here, but we do have room to run a little bit further on that break of the 200 bar moving average. For the Aussie yen, you can see that we have a similar setup, but this one is struggling to break any higher than this first move once it broke through. So it looks like this one is losing its steam a little bit, and we'll keep an eye on that one. For the Aussie Swissy, this one is waiting to break through this trend line here, which I've highlighted a little bit stronger. So we'll be watching for that break. That would be ultimately through the 0.76915 that we see on the daily. We're a little bit neutral on our charts there. The big star here is the Aussie US dollar, which broke through its resistance trend line in a bullish fashion and moved higher nicely during the day. So it's moving on up to 0.80651. We'll see what happens as it nears that. We're looking bullish on our 240. Our daily starting to look a little bit more bullish, although we're still a little bit going sideways on our weekly. We have broke through the 200 bar moving average. And we really want to watch for this break above the 0.80651. On the bearish side of our portfolio, we had the Aussie Loonie. Now this one made that big move down and then recovered a little bit back to the other side of this broken pivot that it went through. And so far today, we are unable to get a little bit lower. So let's watch what happens. It does look like it wants to go lower, but we're starting to see a little bit of sluggishness before we can break below that 0.97344. For the Euro Loonie, also in this consolidation now, we're struggling to break below 1.44791 after breaking through this trend line. So a similar pattern there with the Loonie. A lot of the markets moved lower. Even the US dollar Loonie had one of the bigger moves. Anyways, here's the Kiwi Yen. This one is still setting up and trying to break through this support trend line that we have here and break through, meaning in a bearish fashion. We're trying to break it. We keep on breaking a little bit through it and then kind of closing right on that line again. So what we really need to do is wait for us to break through this longer term trend line here, which is around this 78.1 line. So I've echoed that line here on the 240, so we can keep that in mind. And that'll do it for today. Remember, you can subscribe by clicking on my image in the upper right. And until next time, have a great rest of your day.